It's showtime, Mr. Sergeant of Arms.
Welcome everyone to One Country, One World. I'm Earl from the United States. I'm one of the Zoom masters for today's meeting. The other is Dwight from the United States also, my colleague. If you're having any technical difficulties, do not hesitate to reach out to Dwight or myself and we will assist you. If you haven't already, please disable your mic and turn off your video, as we'd like only the speaker and when necessary, the timer to displaying their video. And now I'd like to hand the floor off to our Toastmaster of the day, Maggie.
Greetings, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am so excited to be here, and I hope everyone else is too. About 2 weeks ago, a fellow Toastmaster, Danusha, and I were chatting. He invited me to his online virtual meeting in Sri Lanka. I was home on social isolation, so I said, sure. It was a great experience. We then started chatting when he said, I have an idea. I'm like, oh, what is that? He said, I'm thinking about a global meeting. What do you think? And I said, I love it. So we got busy the next 2 days planning this event. And then we started reaching out to our fellow Toastmasters throughout the world. Within 2 days, we had 20 Toastmasters. We immediately filled our roles on the agenda. Has that ever happened so quickly at your home club? We decided to go a little bit further, and by the end of the first week, we had 40 Toastmasters in the world. We needed to get innovative, and we started creating more positions, roles for the agenda. I am happy to say, as of today, we have over 70 representative Toastmasters from their countries of over 70 countries in the world. We just think this is such a wonderful thing to do right now because we're all going through a stressful time with the COVID situation, and we thought it would be great for us to bring everyone together as members, regardless of our titles or our positions. This is really about unity. So what I'd like to do at this point is explain my role as Toastmaster. I am your hostess, which means I am in charge of the meeting to make sure we go according to our agenda. And I am honored to serve in this position today. I have a large team, and I do mean large team, to help me with this event today. I would like to, at this time, introduce somebody that all of you are probably pretty familiar with. I am very honored to introduce our International President, Deepak Menon, as our General Evaluator. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. This is a wonderful initiative, and I am very honored to have been invited to participate in this meeting and to serve as the General Evaluator. Now, I'm sure that many of you have heard a quote from William Blake, the celebrated poet, who said, no bird soars too high if he soars with his own wings. And that's so true in the world of Toastmasters, where we work together, where we support each other, and especially when we evaluate each other and provide feedback so that we can all improve and grow together. And in this meeting as well, we have a whole team of evaluators who are going to be evaluating different aspects of this meeting today. But at this point, I'm going to introduce to you 3 role players who are the tag team, as they're called, our timer, our counter, and grammarian for this meeting. The timer today is Lee from Brazil, and I'm going to ask Lee to explain what he's going to be doing today. Let's welcome Lee.
All right, thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters all around the world and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, prepared speech speakers, the individual evaluators, as well as the entire meeting. I will also alert each of them of the time they have left using, let me see, green, yellow, and red indicator. which denote specific times, where the green being the minimum requirement and the red is the maximum allowable time. At the end of the meeting, I will deliver a report of our performance on how we manage the most expensive commodity in the world, the time. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timer, for a very clear explanation of your role and for the timing signals. I'm now going to invite our counter today, Calin from Romania. Calin, are you there?
Yes, I am, President and General Evaluator. Good day, everybody, or good morning, everybody. My role today would be the counter, and of course, in Toastmasters, we are paying attention to verbal fluency during our meetings. And this is what I will be doing today. And how I will do it, I will watch over the uhs and ums and unexpected pauses, clutch words and repetitions, and all other verbal issues which I will present at the end of this meeting in a report. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Calin, for providing us information about what your role is going to be and what you will be observing. Our final role player in the tag team is our grammarian, Zilva from Indonesia. Welcome, Zilva.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Indonesia. It's already evening here. So I'm so delightful to become our grammarian. My role today is actually to take note any grammatical errors that all the beautiful speakers may speak during their speech. And also, I will note down any beautiful phrases that they may mention when they delivering the speech. In addition to that, I'm going to give you the word of the day also is the diversity. It is a noun, the state of being diverse. The example is harmony in diversity, together as one family of Toastmasters. And I will also give my report during the evaluation session. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Grammarian, for explaining your role and introducing the word of the day, diversity. And indeed, this is an example of unity in diversity when we've got so many Toastmasters from around the world present in this meeting. I'm looking forward to a fabulous experience, and I'm sure that you all are. I would just like to remind you to pin Lee, our timer, so that you have him at the top of your screen at all times, so that you will be able to maintain the time that is allowed to you for each of your roles. I wish you all the best all over again, and I return you to Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I apologize, I need to back up for a moment. I forgot to introduce our inspirational master, Selena from Malaysia.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters from around the world. I'm Selena from Malaysia. When the COVID-19 pandemic strikes, we see people blaming others. We see how some humans making fun on other countries with increasing number of cases. Are we living in a world without humanity? Exactly a year ago today, I won an election in district council meeting. Today, I have lost the position due to circumstances beyond my control. I was sad, devastated, and depressed. I thought the world was without humanity, but greed and lust for power. I lost hope. Then, this pandemic allows me to see humanity, to observe kindness, and to believe in hope again. All frontliners are fighting with their lives on the line to save the lives of the victims infected by the virus. I started to see the light again because of this pandemic. It allows us to do things that we don't normally do. We are all connected because we are human after all. We depend on each other and we learn from each other. Today, thanks to Maggie, all of us coming from different countries, from diverse backgrounds, connecting virtually, supporting each other because we believe in humanity, because we believe in kindness, and because we believe in hope. That's the sole meaning of life, to serve with humanity. Let us continue Dr. Rassi Smedley's fundamental purpose of Toastmasters, to help and build people to the best version of themselves, with humanity, with kindness, and with hope. Back to you, Maggie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Selena. That is very inspirational. At this time, I would like to introduce our round robin master, and he will show you the diversity that we have in our meeting today. Please welcome Toastmaster Daniel from England.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. My role tonight is to give all of the non-meeting participants who would not otherwise get an introduction in the meeting a moment to talk about themselves. They will be able to introduce who they are, what country they represent, and to propose a greeting, a short greeting in their own language. Lee will put on the times: green at 10 seconds, yellow at 15 seconds, and red at 20 seconds. When the red light goes on, I will thank you and I will move on to the next person on the agenda. We've got 20 minutes to do you all. Thank you very much. So for Anguilla, please welcome Brittany. There's a Brittany house. Moving on. For Antigua and Barbuda, Julie. No? All right. Aruba, Shamila. Shamila? No. Bangladesh, Zahid. Welcome, Zahid.
Assalamu alaikum. Apnader shobaike shubhechha. I am from Bangladesh. My name is Toastmaster Muhammad Zahid Hussain, and it's a pleasure being with all of you today. I must say that the diversity of culture and the diversity of the number of countries I see in this meeting is amazing. And I really look forward to continuing having these kind of meetings and meeting you all. I look forward to a lot of learning today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Barbados, Jackie, please. No? Bonaire, Sarinka?
Bon dia, goedemorgen. I am Sarinka from Bonaire. It's a tiny island off the coast of Venezuela. We still belongs to the Dutch kingdom, so we are brought up bilingual, speaking Papiamentu and speaking Dutch. Over to you, Daniel.
Thank you, Sarinka. Please welcome Sashoy from the Cayman Islands.
Hello, everyone. I am Sashoy Duncan from the Cayman Islands, and I'm so excited about what we're doing today and the potential for the future. It was Kofi Annan who said, we may have different religions, different languages, different colored skin, but we all belong to one human race. All the best.
Thank you, Sashoy. So now please welcome Betsy from Colombia.
Hello, my dear Toastmaster. I'm so excited to be part of this historical meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now please welcome Keith from Curacao. Keith? All right, moving on. Please welcome Petter from Dominica. No. Grace from Ecuador. No. Everin from Estonia. Okay. Yeah, moving on. Tyra from Finland.
Hello, tervetuloa. So I'm from Finland. We are in Northern Europe with 5,000 inhabitants. We like speaking in different languages. We have English speaking and Spanish speaking clubs and only 2 Finnish speaking clubs. Welcome to all.
Thank you, Tyra. And do we have from France, Carol? Carol? All right, no Carol. Moving on. Morag from Germany. Morag, I've seen you on. Okay, you're not really. Oh, hello. Metaxia from Greece.
Kalispera, kalimera se olus. Good evening, good morning to everyone. It's so exciting to be all together. Without diversity, everything would have been boring, wouldn't it? It's nice to be with you. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have Delon from Guyana, please? You're muted.
Good morning, everyone, and it's such a great pleasure to be here. I'm enjoying the meeting, the atmosphere thus far, and I look forward to an exciting meeting. Have a great one.
Thank you. And now please welcome Pierre from Haiti.
Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour tout le monde, good morning everyone. It's a pleasure to join you from Haiti through this world meeting. Have a good meeting.
Thank you. Please welcome now Janet from Jamaica. No? All right, moving on to Japan. Is Yusuke in the house? No? For Jersey, Phil Wood? Okay, moving on. Hello, we got. For Latvia, is Ilse in the house? Latvia? No? Lithuania? Deauville?
Labas visiems, laba diena. Hello and greetings from sunny Lithuania today. It's my huge pleasure to be together with all over the world today and tonight. I believe this is an amazing opportunity for all of us to unite and to be together during this period of time. Thank you and enjoy.
Thank you. And for Mauritius, Madhav.
Hi, greetings, everyone. I'm Madhav from the island of Mauritius. We are found in the Indian Ocean region. We have had Toastmasters in the country for over 20 years now, and we are working hard to be undistricted, to be districted soon. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Madhav. And for Mexico, do we have Salvador? Do we have Mohammed from Morocco? Do we have Ranjit for Nepal? Oh, hello, who did we just see? Ranjit.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm really excited to be here in this meeting. There are so many countries representatives, but we are all Toastmasters, and we are trying to tell the world that we are together, though we are separated. by COVID. We are united by digital transformation. Let's enjoy. I'm here to learn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have Emmanuel for Nigeria? Okay, moving on. For Puerto Rico, Thanasis. Yay. You're muted. You're muted.
Buenos días, compañeros Toastmasters. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. It is an honor and a pleasure to be joining today this great diversity and family. I am really pleased to be here with you today and this amazing experience for the first time. And I hope to be joining again, meeting you all again. Have a great day.
Thank you. And for South Korea, do we have Taejeon? South Korea? I don't think we have Eartha from St. Kitts and Nevis. I think she's apologized already. Are you here? Who have we got? Right. Next up, Sonia from St. Lucia.
Good morning, everybody, fellow Toastmasters. I am Sonia from the island of St. Lucia, a small island, 660 square kilometers in the Eastern Caribbean. It's really a pleasure to see so many of you here today, and it feels almost like we're at an international event, our conference, really. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. And do we have Helen from Dutch St. Martin?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Helen Christina Romeo, Law Enforcement Officer, Toastmaster since 2012, bilingual, and I am now the IPP Division Director, 2019-2020.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Helen. Sorry. And from St. Martin, the French part, do we have Nadia?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I am Nadia from the French side. I'm living in St. Martin, the smaller island shared in two countries. And I am very pleased, very happy to be there with you. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour à tout le monde. Je viens de Saint-Martin, la plus petite île du monde, et c'est un plaisir d'être avec vous.
Thank you. And from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, do you have Reynold? Reynold? From Switzerland, Aries.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here in Switzerland. The sun is shining outside and the sun is also shining here with you. And I'm looking forward for this meeting with you all. Have fun.
Thank you, Aries. Moving on to Thailand. Do you have Nuch? Thailand?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Greeting from Thailand, especially District 97P. It's a pleasure to be here. I can see our rich diversity is one of our Toastmaster strengths.
Thank you. Moving on to Turkey. Do we have Tolga? Tolga for Turkey, please. Moving on, Harry for Vietnam.
So, xin chào. Yeah, good morning from Vietnam. You know, at the first when we have coronavirus pandemics, I was like, so now we stop have meeting, but actually right now we can open another channel, and I realized that yeah.
Thank you, Harry.
The situation doesn't invite you. Thank you.
And moving on, last but not least, to Jean from Wales.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cardiff in Wales. It's a beautiful afternoon, and it's very exciting to be with all of you all over the world in what would never have happened if we hadn't had terrible things going on. And yet, maybe this is a little bit of a consolation and a look forward to something better.
Thank you, Jean. And that concludes the round robin session. And I'd now like to hand the floor back to Maggie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daniel. At this time, I would like to introduce Michelle as our introducer for our prepared speakers. Michelle?
Hello, everyone, fellow Toastmasters, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Our first speaker is the Stavriana Antonio from Cyprus. She's been a passionate Toastmaster for 5 years. She's located in Area 3, Division B, District 109. Her love for the sun and the sea got her back to Cyprus after studying and working in Germany and Ireland, where she lives there ever since. The speech is elective in Level 3 of Effective Coaching Path. The title is The Formula. The Formula, Stavriana, The Formula. Welcome.
Mute.
Welcome, Stavriana.
Do you believe you have a superpower? I do. I can beat time. Actually, I joke around that I am a Formula One Ferrari because I am red and fast and I've got moves you've never seen. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, from the moment I wake up, I race through my day, get up and race to the shower, put clothes and makeup on, gather the things I need for the day, shallow down breakfast while I'm driving. I race on the highway to get to work, and then I race from one street to the other to get from one appointment to the other. I meet people, get their cards, never remembering what they tell me. My mind is already at my next engagement, my next appointment, the next thing I have to do. At night, as I fall asleep, my day plays like a movie trailer. What did that client wanted to change? What did mom say she wanted me to take care of? Why haven't I looked back at the guy staring at me at Starbucks? Did I feed the cat today? The next day, I get up and do it over again. I am a Formula One Ferrari and time is my only competitor. Do you feel your life has been a formula race too? One racing morning, I bent over to pick up something and I had a behind me. No, it's not what you're thinking. I could not move. I could not stand back straight. I could not turn around. I called my parents. They picked me up and drove me to the mechanic, where he diagnosed disc hernia. He gave 2 options, operation or lying down in bed. No sitting, no standing for 3 months. I chose the second one, and all of a sudden I found myself with so much time. Sneaking on others on Facebook, watching films and reading books didn't make time move faster. Day in, day out, night in, night out, I was lying in bed. my life had become boring and I was displeased with everything. One lying down morning, a voice said, "It's all gone, you know. You will never be able to do the things you love to do again. Sports, traveling, dancing, the things that make your life worth living. You might as well commit suicide." I kept staring into space, thinking how right that was. And then another voice said, "Enjoy the journey." What journey? I'm stuck in bed and can barely move. I turned and saw my cat curled next to me. She stood up, stretched, and sat on me to pet her. "Sissy, who said that?" Brrr. "Sissy, has your fur always been like this? It feels delicate like silk and like velvet at the same time." Brrr. A week later, the voices returned. "Commit suicide. Enjoy the journey." I turned again and saw Sissy rolling on her back on the floor, flirting with the sun and playing with the sun rays. I looked outside of the window and thought it was shining just for me. And for the first time in weeks, I felt happy I was alive. Since then, looking out of the window had become my favorite pastime. I looked at the stars, watched the clouds changing and created stories in my head, counted the cars passing by according to their color. Do you remember when you were a child and you used to do that too? Why have you stopped? The voices kept returning, and each time I kept turning around and I would watch my cat doing something ordinary in an extraordinary way. She found pleasure in taking a bath, or she was excited playing with just a ball. She slept like an angel, and she ate her food with so much pleasure. Fellow Formula One racers, before I hurt my back, I kept racing from one moment to the next, never realizing what was happening to the one I was in. I had to hurt my back and stay at home for 3 months to realize that the formula for being happy is making the most out of every moment, every day. I had to take a break from my life to realize that happiness is enjoying every moment, finding pleasure in ordinary things. Don't wait until you have to break your back or have an accident or whatever that will keep you at home in order to do that too. Taste every bite of your food. Smell the flowers. Listen, the birds are singing. Observe what is happening around you, because life is happening around you. Enjoy it. Madam Toastmaster.
Vivid performers. Thank you, Stavriana. Now our second speaker is Dinusha Bamraarati from Sri Lanka. He works at EY as a technology advisor. He is a product of the Richmond College, graduated of Wayamba University, Sri Lanka. Dinusha achieved MBA in Australian Institute of the Business. He is a certified Six Sigma Black and a certified transformative mindfulness coach as well. Now, Inusha is a dual member of the EY and the AATSL Toastmasters Club as a secretary. He is also PR manager for Area E1, District 82. The speech title is I Want a Trophy. I want a trophy. Dinusha, I want a trophy. Please.
Raise your hand, those who want this trophy. Raise your hand if you really, really want this trophy. If you truly want this trophy, why don't you go and take it from the boutique? My dear Toastmasters and guests, we think we need to have certain trophies to have a successful life, don't we? Where in my case, I expected my first trophy by having a first-class degree. During my first year, second semester, I got to write 8 subjects. And I am happily, proudly passed 4 subjects. My GPA was becoming worse. And during the final year, I was writing 10 subjects with all the repeats, just like a primary student. The next trophy I expected in corporate life. When I was working in my previous company as head of process improvements, we were struggling during the first year to establish as a new department. Yet all the changes were happening positively. My boss had a different plan for me. One day, he came to me and said, Tinusha, we are going through some financial issues. Therefore, your department is new. And finally, he was asking my resignation letter. Do you think I gave him my resignation letter? What's the financial issue? The very recent trophy I expected in public speaking. At the last time evaluation contest, I came up with 7 plus points and 5 points for the areas of the improvement of the test page. When the results were announced, I wasn't the third, neither the second, nor the first. And I know the question in your mind now. Who were the judges? But do you know what happened? Though there were so many good points, I got stuck. I got stuck due to a speaking disorder I was going through. Time was so unkind and it was running out. Though I tried to catch up, I couldn't. And that was the same disappointment I had over many years when it comes to public speaking. Winning is great, but nobody goes undefeated. But if you can find a way to help someone while you are growing, then you are a winner all the time. Where I found my vision to be a change agent who changes things for better. Subsequently, I completed my university degree. I helped my seniors, I helped my friends to get through it. Did my master's and became a certified Six Sigma Black Belt. Became as a certified transformative mindfulness coach. Corporate life, we worked even harder During the next year, we saved millions, we transformed many lives, and yet after another year, I gave my resignation to my boss. At that time, they wanted me to stay, but I realized that the best trophy a person can have is to move like a hero when the time comes. Public speaking. A few months ago, my principal invited me to deliver a keynote speech at the Gavel Club Revival program of my school, Richmond College course. And when I went there, it was the exact room where I refused to speak in public during my school days. And I realized that I don't want to bring any examples of Thomas Alva Edison or Alexander Graham Bell, as I have my own story to motivate the student. Still, I may found struggle in speaking, but why should I care? As I have my own trophy, which means my own story to motivate the world like I am doing it today. Ladies and gentlemen, we think we need to have certain trophies to have a successful life. But trust me, if you can help someone, when you make them change, and when you touch their hearts, you become a hero with a trophy or not. Toastmaster Maggie, do you want a trophy?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Dinusha. Our third speaker. Thank you, Dinusha. Our third speaker is Stefka Chibanova from Bulgaria. She's been a member in District 109 for 3 years. She's a PRM for Bulgaria right now. Stefka is more of developing her leadership skill and going to finish competent communication path journey. This will be her 8th speech according to the menu. She also completed 4 speeches on pathways. She loves to be involved in the organization of different Toastmaster events and participate in the different charity as well. The title is The Things That Made Us Happy. The Things That Made Us Happy. Stefka, the things that made us happy, please.
Hello, Toastmasters, friends, and guests. I'm really happy to be here and to be part of this meeting as a speaker. Every time when I was going to prepare for the next speech, I was thinking, what I really want to say. Because this is not just a speech for me. Every time I share part of myself, my opinion, my goals, my fears. In this speech, I would like to talk about the things what we can do in our homes in this new situation. I'm a social and sensitive person, and usually I spend my time outside with friends, participate in different events and organizations. This time of quarantine helped me to see that I spend less time with myself in my home than I would like to. First time when I realized that, I felt so guilty. But I know I can change it. And I also would like to be more calm, because every time when I go outside and see all these people that are worried and sad, I don't feel so good. I feel their negative energy. I feel their fears. Maybe now is time to be more positive. Maybe now is time to focus on things that make us happy. There are so much beauty in our lives, but we can't see it because we take it for granted. Maybe now is time to do things that make us happy. And I have a big to-do list. I really like to spend time with my home, in my home with myself, to listen beautiful and relaxing music, to spend time with my cats. All these things help me to feel much better. Of course, I would like to see my parents, but they live in another town and I have to wait before I can see them. I really like to do some interesting handmade things. Last week, I found some interesting recipe about how to make homemade soap with original shape and aroma. I decided to make two types of them. First of them was with mint and rosemary. And second, with coffee. The first is for relaxation, and the second is for energizing and with peeling effect. And the recipe is very, very easy. You can do it with products that you usually have in your home. First, use the soap that you have in your home. Cut it on the small pieces and melt it in the water bath. After that, put all these other things that you want to use. One recommendation, if you like to use dry spices, put them also, the essential oil of them, for a longer lasting aroma. After mixing all these substance, you have to choose the shape that you like. I use heart shape and star shape. Put it away for a few hours to cool off, but be careful, don't touch them with bare hands because the substance will be hot. And after that, you have your handmade soap with lovely aroma and shape. On the internet, there are so many interesting and different ideas how to spend your time in your home. I really recommend you to find things that make you happy and do it, but not just during the quarantine period. Thank you very much. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Stefka. Now I will give back the control to our Madam Toastmaster, Maggie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. At this time, I would like to introduce our table topics master, Robert from the Netherlands. Toastmaster Robert.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. So hello, everyone, to the people who are in the meeting and to everyone who is watching from Facebook Live. Hi, Mom. We have a group of 70 Toastmasters today together. And interestingly, when 70 people come together, there's this interesting paradox that comes up, the birthday paradox. The birthday paradox states that when 70 people come together, there is a 99.9% chance that at least 2 people in the group share the same birthday. And that is what I wanted to give the, that is what I wanted to talk about during this table topic session as well, the birthday. Because with one country, one world, we're looking at what everyone has in common. And one thing that everyone has in common is a birthday. And that means that people also have another thing in common. They get birthday presents. Now, you don't always get what you want though. And that is where today's table topic comes in. Because for the table topic speakers of today, I will introduce a number of birthday gifts, and then the table topic speakers will have the opportunity to talk about, okay, they will have had a request from the person who had a birthday to have one gift, and instead they will get another. For the first table topic, I would like to call up Valentina from Italy. Valentina, you are at someone's birthday. You had a request from that person to give them for their birthday a pair of running shoes. Instead, you decided to give them a sports watch. Someone wanted running shoes for their birthday, and instead, you gave them a smartwatch.
So, my friend Lee, I know you wanted some running shoes, but I thought that the sport watch will be even better because, you know, running shoes are difficult to buy if you're not there because you need to know a lot of different things. I went to the sport shop and the guy into there told me that it's really complicated to choose because you know to have a lot of information like the weight, how many kilometers you will be running per week, and I was going crazy. I thought I could buy the wrong pair, and in addition you have to choose colors and a lot of different things. So I got you the sport watch for your birthday. But you know, with this sport watch, you can track the distance, the time of running, and many other things. It's also track your heart rate, so you always know how are you going in running and if you are too tired or not. And last but not least, if you already have one or you don't like this gift, they told me you can go back to the shop and choose the perfect pair of shoes that perfectly fit your style of running and whatever. So happy birthday.
Thank you, Valentina. I see that I made a slight mistake there. It should have been Valentina from Africa, but as Valentina from Chile said, there are 3 Valentinas in the group, so I'm sorry for the mix-up. Next up is Ranjit. Ranjit, your birthday girl wanted a bottle of wine for their birthday, but instead, you got them a bottle of perfume. Your birthday girl wanted a bottle of wine for their birthday, but instead, you got them a bottle of perfume.
Happy birthday, sweetheart. I know you wanted perfume bottle. Sorry, you wanted basically wine bottle. Or you wanted perfume bottle. That's what I felt. When you had asked for wine bottle, I realized you didn't want to ask for perfume bottle for a simple reason that it's expensive. You wanted to save money for me. I said, no, I know what you want. I had seen your wardrobe. Your best perfume, your favorite perfume was running out. and I knew that you need it. But thank you for considering and asking for wine bottle. Wine bottle, I know that your friends will get it for us. We can always open it. But perfume bottle, I knew that nobody was going to get it for you. So I have got this perfume bottle for you, which is your favorite fragrance, which I love it. And I know that because of this fragrance, you feel fresh, you feel good, and you are always confident wearing this and going out in public. I've seen you so happy with this smell, this fragrance that you love. And this is why I got this perfume for you. And I know that you will feel guilty about asking for wine bottle, but please don't, honey. I know that you love this fragrance and you will enjoy this. So forgive me for not getting wine bottle, but this perfume bottle, because I could afford to get this bottle for you. This is the precious gift that I could get for you, and I hope you'll love it. And I'm sure that this is going to give you that same very confident that you used to have. And once your perfume runs out, this is the bottle that you can open, and every time you can remember me, whether I'm there with you or not. This is the precious gift with a note. Happy birthday. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Ranjit. Our next table topic speaker is Elena from Poland. Now, I'm going to give you a table topic, and you can probably guess who the birthday boy is going to be. This birthday boy wanted a board game for their birthday. Instead, you got them a puzzle. This birthday boy wanted a board game for their birthday. Instead, you got them a puzzle.
Okay. Dear Robert, I know that you are a fan of board games, and I know how you enjoy those board games, and you have a lot of them at home. So when I went to the shop to look for a present for you, I started looking, and every nice board game I saw, I realized that you already have it at home. So I thought, what should I do? I was looking and searching, and I went through the whole shop of board games, and I realized that you have them all. So I started looking further, and then I saw the shelf with amazing puzzles, and I realized that you have all the board games, but you do not have any puzzles at home. So I decided to get you the biggest puzzle in the shop with 2,000 pieces, and I thought that you know all the board games, and now you have a lot of time to spend at home during quarantine, so it will be a perfect gift for you and the perfect way to spend time, because this is the puzzle you can start doing early morning, and you can spend amazing time till the late night during this puzzle. So happy birthday, and I wish you all the best completing your puzzle.
Thank you. Our next table topic speaker is Annie from North America. Annie, Annie, your birthday girl asked for a nice painting. Instead, you got them flowers. Your birthday girl asked for a painting. Instead, you got them flowers.
Okay, Robert, thank you, Mr. Table Topic Masters, the fellow Toastmasters from all over the world. I have a birthday girl, and I decided to give her the best present that I can give her. She wants some paintings, and she's so talented in painting all kinds of things. But this time, I wanted to give her something real. So I carefully planted beautiful flowers in my garden, and right on the morning of that birthday day, I pick up all the wonderful flowers and give it to her. The reason I wanted to give her flowers instead of paintings is I wanted to give her more
sense of beauty. Because from painting, you can only see it. But with real flowers, you can sense it. You can touch it. You can see the efforts to build it up and make them in a blossom in the garden. I wanted to teach her the lesson that go out to the real world and view it and put your efforts to bring beauty into the life. In this quarantine time, she has spent a lot of time painting, but maybe it's time to go to the garden, go under the sunshine to see a little bit of world. I know there are probably more flowers in this world she can discover. We just need to patiently wait to this quarantine to be uplifted, and then the world will be open to us again. And I'm sure with those beautiful flowers, she can be inspired to paint more beautiful paintings in her future as well. And that's the reason I want to give her flowers instead of painting. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. The next table topic speaker is Valentina from South America. This one from South America. Lots of Valentinas. Valentina, your birthday boy asked for power tools, like a cordless drill or whatever, and instead you got them an IKEA gift voucher. Your birthday boy wanted power tools, and instead you got them an IKEA gift voucher.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are. So I want to share with you why I chose to give some IKEA voucher instead of a power tool to my friend. And the main reason is because I wanted to teach him a life lesson that will be everlasting. And that life lesson is that you don't always get what you want. You have to work hard for it. And it's okay to deal with frustration. It's something that we have to deal every day. Sometimes we try to do something and it doesn't work out exactly as we wanted it. So why not? Maybe you want a power tool, but you got this IKEA voucher. So work with it. See what you can do with it. And another very important life lesson for my friend would be that you don't need to be materialistic. So when you get a present, it's a way to show love for your friend, for your family, and love is giving in all sorts of ways. So I think it's too materialistic to just complain about what you got, because it's my way of showing you maybe it's not in the shape of a drill, but it's in the shape of a new piece of furniture to build together. And why not? It's also an opportunity to come together and do something maybe as friends, as family. So that's why I gave you something different, because also I wanted to surprise my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next table topic speaker, we will also have Valentina from Africa, so we don't miss out on her table topic. Our next table topic speaker is going to be Tim from Australia. Tim, for your well-dressed birthday boy, this birthday boy asked for cufflinks, and instead you gave them a lapel pin. Your well-dressed birthday boy asked for cufflinks, and instead you got them a lapel pin.
Thank you, Robert. As I was wandering through the shops looking for my birthday present for my best boy, I was contemplating cufflinks or lapel pin. It's a hard choice because it had so many options, from gold to silver to platinum to diamonds to emeralds to rubies. And as I was going through the shops of all the selections I had, I couldn't see the cufflinks that I really wanted to get for my birthday present for my best boy. And so, I drew to the attention of this lapel pin, and it was just sparkling with a combination of emeralds, rubies, it had cut diamonds with gold emerald cuttings, and it just matched what I think my best boy wanted for his birthday. So the cufflinks options I had just didn't match up to the pins I had available to pick and choose from the selection of them from my shop. And contemplating back, should I get the cufflinks that I didn't really like to get across this lapel pin that just fit perfectly? I could just picture the tie that he would wear and have that lapel pin attached to his tie, and it would just match perfectly. He loves wearing ties wherever he goes, from Toastmaster meeting to an important board meeting. And I know that having this lapel pin would provide him confidence to let him build a successful presentation. So in summary, contemplating, I think I made the right decision. A lapel pin would exude confidence, it sparkled with emeralds and diamonds, than the options I had with a lapel, than with the cufflinks. Back to you, Robert.
Thank you. Now, last but definitely not least, Valentine from Africa. Valentine from Africa, you really pulled everything out. Your birthday girl wanted a trip to a restaurant, a dinner for two at a restaurant. Instead, you gave them a day at a theme park. You gave your birthday girl wanted a dinner for two at a restaurant, and instead, you gave them a day at a theme park.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. And a special greeting to my friend Lucy. Lucy, I do know that you really wanted, a trip to a restaurant, but I saw that there's this big amusement park which is just opened, and I felt we might have more fun there. You see, Lucy, I know the kind of person that you are. I know that you are someone who's excited by unique things, interesting things. And as I was considering the restaurant, I actually realized that the closest restaurant to us might not be a good idea. Neither would it be fine if I take you like so many kilometers or miles away, because you have had some long trips just recently. So I feel, Lucy, that this gift that I've given you, taking you to an amusement park, we're gonna have lots of fun, both you and I. There's a variety of things that we can do there. There are different games we can play there, let alone the different people that we're gonna meet. So Lucy, I hope you're gonna enjoy this unexpected, this unique gift that I've specially picked, selected for you, a trip to the amusement park. Then who knows, maybe later we can have dinner at one of your favorite restaurants. Mr. Table Topics Master.
Aw, thank you. Just to be sure, the evaluator for Valentine will be Isaac from Rwanda. And having concluded the table topics, I would like to return the floor back to Maggie Gahagan.
Thank you, Robert, and table topic speakers. Those were great table topics. We all have birthdays, and that is definitely one thing we have in common. At this time, I would like to introduce Elena from Poland, who's going to introduce a very special speaker for us. Elena?
The next speaker and our special guest is representing Singapore. And also he's a very special guest of ours because he's the world champion of public speaking 2017. And he's not only a great speaker, but he's also an amazing leader and supporting Toastmasters community with a lot of activities, with his webinars, taking part in different meetings. And he's very flexible and easygoing. In fact, it took him a couple of minutes to accept the invitation to this meeting and said, "Why? Of course, why not? I will join you." So please welcome with huge virtual applause, World Champion of Public Speaking 2017, Manoj Vasudevan, with his speech, How to Turbocharge Yourself in Turbulent Times. Manoj Vasudevan.
Oh, thanks a lot, Elena. So everybody on the call, I would invite you to turn on your video for the next few minutes. If you can turn on your video, you can keep yourself muted, turn on your video, and we'll use the chat session to interact. I see a lot of familiar faces, friends yet to meet. I've never been to your country, but I can see your country through this camera, all right? Fantastic. So in the next few minutes, I want to share with you some specific texts, at least 3 things that you can do to turbocharge yourself during these turbulent times and stay ready for the rebound. The key is stay ready for the rebound, because I truly believe we are going to get over this crisis and we're going to rebound again, just because we as a human race has done it several times. During the First World War, during Great Depression, we have gone through several turbulent times. First World War, Great Depression, World War II, the famines, crisis, floods, earthquakes, the 2008 financial crisis. So a lot of things have happened, because even though we are as diverse as we can all see, we also have a unique characteristic. We are able to change, we are able to adapt, we are able to innovate. Do you know that there's only one other creature that's able to do the same thing? There's only one other creature that can change, adapt, and innovate. If you know the answer, I will invite you to type it in the chat box. There's only one other creature that can adapt like humans. No, virus, that's a good one from Robert, but no, something else? Yes, that's right, Sabrina, cockroaches. So cockroaches are very, do you have cockroaches in your country? Raise your hand if you have cockroach in your country. Yes, you all have? Yeah, so I got the right answer. So don't worry, cockroaches can adapt everywhere, right? They're seen everywhere in the world, I think, except for Antarctica. Again, Antarctica, there are not humans, many humans as well. So don't worry, the world is not going to end. Even if the world is going to end, you're not going to be left alone. There'll always be a cockroach with you, okay? Don't worry about that. So there are 3 steps here I like to select. Is one thing I heard recently from a person we were interviewing. So number 1 step to do is to choose optimism. Even though there is no evidence to the contrary, choose optimism. Recently, I interviewed a guy, he's an 84-year-old guy. His name is Lenny Ravitch. He's author of the book, Everlasting Optimism. You can take a look. Some of you attended the call, Everlasting Optimism, 84 years old. He's in the middle of the crisis, but still he's staying happy, looking forward, energetic, doing the things he has to do. Of course, he's taking precaution, but he's also staying ready by staying happy. So when I interviewed him, he spoke about choosing optimism. That's my first lesson for you, choosing optimism. And one of the things he said, you should find a way to stimulate your happy hormones in yourself, like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, feeling connected to each other. And he also taught us some techniques that we can use to stimulate the happy hormone. It will take me 1 minute to teach you. Would you be interested to learn? If you're interested to learn, raise your hand. Yes? All right, take your finger, show me the forefinger, show me the forefinger, and keep that finger on your throat. Yeah, like here, throat. So what he said, there are 3 chakras in your body. This is called the throat chakra. What you need to do is you to activate this. And this is how you activate the throat chakra. When on the count of 3, you go with me. You go. Come on, repeat after me. One more time. One last time. How do you feel? All right, now take a breath out. Go, everybody go. Okay, so that's how you activate your throat chakra. Now we activate the heart chakra. So take your hand, palm of your hand, keep it on your heart, and you go, and again, these are lessons of Lenny Ravitch. He said, you go like this. Ha, 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 ha. Loud as you can. Wake up your neighbors. Ha, 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 ha. One last time. Ha, 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 ha. All right. You feeling better? Now, everybody go. Okay, one last one. Keep your palm of your hand below your, around your belly button, okay? So this is your Santa Claus laughter. So here you go. Everybody. One more time. Okay. Paul is doing really well. Paul gets the Laughter of the Year award, okay? Good job. So what he said, he 84-year-old guy, every day he looks at the mirror before he leaves home and he does this activity before he goes home. Then he says, so he laughs and he said, I am still here. So everybody go say, I am still here. Or I can't hear you. Just say, I am still here. All right, great. So, of course, he taught several techniques. Send me an email. Next time I interview him, I'll bring you in. It's really life-changing for many people who brought it. So that's the number one, choosing optimism. Number two is to increase your discipline and reduce your distraction. Increase your discipline, reduce your distraction. Do you remember a time when you used to say, I will do that when I have more time? I will do this when I have more time. This is the time. This is the time, right? If people can't still do what they plan to do now, that means what they lacked was not time, it was discipline. Right? So work on your discipline. So what I figured out to do is few things is to start every day with a to-do list. And this is a struggle for many people. They have never worked from home. So a lot of people I'm coaching in leadership coaching, senior leaders, they're not used to working at home and doing their work, right? So the one thing that works is before you start your day, look at a to-do list for the next 7 days, not just today, next 7 days. And during the day, you stay focused and get things done, and less news. Do not watch the news every 3 seconds, right? Every 3 seconds, checking how many people affected and all that. People are in charge of that, right? There are people looking after that. So you look at what you can control and what you need to do, then you can get ahead of that. So start your day with the to-do list, stay focused, and end your day, at the end of every day, end with gratitude. Saying, I am still here, right? So it's just saying gratitude, and offers several other things you need to be grateful for. What I am doing now is I'm doing a 30-day gratitude challenge. I'll paste that into the chat box. You can look at it. So every day for 30 days, so that it becomes a habit, right? So these are all elements of staying focused, staying positive, and getting things done. So the number one was choose optimism. Number two was increase discipline, reduce distraction. Number three is to make plans for the future. So imagine you're going through a tunnel and it's very dark, you can't see anything, but you need to imagine there's a light at the end of the tunnel, because you have no clue when this is going to be over. You don't know how long is the tunnel, how long it's going to take, but you need to have the belief that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And you make plans as you go through the tunnel, you can't see anything. You see people are confused. So you make plans of what's coming after the tunnel, and you work, and then you come back to focus on the now. For that is, you need to have something you look forward to. So when you have a purpose, your hope will increase, your focus will increase, your optimism will increase. But then you're not going to stay in the future. You're not to live in the here and now, focus on what you can do now to make the future realistic. And this is the only way, the best way to overcome a crisis is to have something to look forward to. There are great books written on this topic. It's supported by psychology. You need to look forward to something you need to have. So for example, when I was a shy, reserved, introverted person, I'm still shy, reserved, introverted, at least introverted. And so my mentor came to me and said, Manoj, and you should remember, I was afraid of public speaking. My mentor came to tell me and said, Manoj, you can be the world champion of public speaking. And I have this very bad habit. Whenever somebody says something nice about me, I'll just believe it, right? So I just believe it. So I said, really? He said, yeah. You can be the world champion, absolutely. And you. So when he had the goal, and when before that, I never had any real goal in life, right? Just rather than to get through life. So when having the goal, what happened was I had a purpose, I had optimism, I had focus, and I had discipline, which I never had before. Then I realized it's very important to have goal. And then when I realized, when I overcome my fear and I was like progressing in this contest journey and becoming better speaker and leader and author, what happened was I started thinking, how can I help other people to be better? because one of the things I notice in the world, going around the world, there are a lot of competent people who are not confident. There are a lot of competent people in the world who are not confident. Just because they're not confident, they're not influential enough, they're not authoritative enough, they don't get what they deserve. And they just live a life of insignificance and frustration. So then on the other side, there are a lot of confident people who necessarily do not have the competence, right? So on one side, the competence. So I said, oh, because I realized these are the people who become influencers and control the world. And I said, what if we help these people who are competent to become confident? That became my central purpose to do as I was trying to win the world championship. Then I remember when I won the world championship, I was interviewed on newspaper. They said, what's your next big goal? So I had this goal in my mind. I said, I'm going to help 20 million people to overcome their fear of public speaking, right? So the newspapers actually published that, right? But at that time, I had no clue what to do, right? That was my vision. I even spoke to the Toastmasters president at that time and a few other people. I'm going to have this goal because 20 million is a big number, right? So people said there are 7 zeros, yeah? So then, because this is like 10 times the Toast, was a big goal. But having that big goal opens up opportunities, open thoughts. Then what I did was I created a public speaking course record, and I'm not comfortable on camera. So I'd overcome that comfort factor and recorded and gave it away for free. So if you want, you can take a look at it. It's called nervoustofabulous.com. And last month, I was in a room with a COVID-19 patient. COVID-19 patient, I was in a room with it. So I was quarantined for 2 weeks in my room. So I could not leave my home. That's when Elena called me to do a webinar. I still did the webinar during quarantine. And then I was thinking, what is happening to my legacy? What's happening to my purpose? So I actually revisited this program. And I saw that every week, 500 people are going through that program, through the online program. And I said, oh, there is something more I can do. So my invite to you is take this time, have the focus, have the discipline, look at your competency, look at what you can add, contribute. Because what I have realized in my life is that the best exercise for the heart is when you bend down to lift someone up. When you bend down to lift someone up. So look at your competency, look at your contribution to the world. And then I'm 100% sure there's something you can contribute. But you need to sit down, reflect in this God-given time where you sit down and write down that thing you always wanted to do and make plans for the future. So my friends, all the links I said, I'll paste it on the chat box. So my request for you and my wish for you is, of course, to stay safe and take precautions, help others in need, because this is the time where the question is not, how can I survive? The question is, how can I serve? Then your entire thing shifts. So you're looking up from your worries. So look up, look around, look forward, and stay ready for the rebound. Over to you, Elena.
Thank you, Mona. At this time, I would like to introduce our heartbreaker, Shalani from Suriname.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maggie, or as we would say in Suriname, Grand Tangi, Toastmaster Maggie. Hello, everyone. Fawaka from Suriname. As a heartbreaker, I have prepared 3 questions based on the amazing speeches that we had today. How it works is as follows. I will ask a question, and if you answer, please turn on your video and make sure that you're unmuted. I will repeat the question again, and you can then answer. Can everyone hear me? Because I see some confused faces. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, okay, perfect. All right. And before I continue, kudos to Toastmaster Stefka from Bulgaria for coming up with this role. The role is called Heartbreaker because if the questions are not answered, it will break the hearts of the speakers. So let's hope that we won't break any hearts on this lovely day. All right, so once again, I'm going to ask the questions. If you know the answer, please turn on your video, make sure you're unmuted, and I will give the word to you. And it's a first come, first served base. So here we go. Question number 1. What superpower does Stavriana from Cyprus have? Is that 1? Oh, go ahead, Robert. If you already know that, please go ahead.
To beat time.
Oh, yes, exactly. Well done, Robert. Very nice. She can beat the time and also enjoys every moment of life. Well done, Robert. Well, question number 2. Based on Tinusha's speech, which element, or sorry, what is the most valuable trophy to win? Is that A, the trophy of best speaker within Toastmaster? I would definitely want to have that. Or is that B, the trophy of actually helping others? Or is that C, the trophy of being the best football player?
The best helping others.
Exactly, Jane. That's indeed, and I agree, the most valuable trophy that anyone can have. Great. Well, we're going so fast, so unfortunately, it's the last question of this quiz, and this is based on Stefka's speech today. What activities, can you at least list one activity that Stefka has shared for us to enjoy our time at home even more? Go ahead, Jane.
Soap making.
Can you say that again? Soap making. Yes, that's right. She said making soap, listening to music, or playing with her cats. Well, that's basically it. I'm very happy to share that no words will be broken. Thank you very much, everyone. And with this in mind, I am giving back the word to Toastmaster Maggie.
Thank you, Selene. At this time, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our International President, Deepak Menon, as our General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Indeed, it's been a fantastic meeting so far, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it. But I'm sure that that experience and that feeling and that emotion is shared by all the evaluators who are going to be coming on right now. As Confucius says, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. In this time of the pandemic, we all feel that we're falling, but the fact is that we are all resurging, we're all coming back. There is resilience in the air, and that is helped by our evaluators too, who provide us the feedback that is essential so that we can improve, so that we can grow, so that we can get lifted if we were to fall. We have had three prepared speeches today, and I'm going to invite first the individual speech evaluators of these speeches. Our first speaker today was Stavriana from Cyprus, and to evaluate Stavriana's speech, let me welcome Deborah.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning or good evening, dear Toastmaster, dear General Evaluator. Thank you very much. Stavriana, thank you very much for the formula speech. I really enjoy it. And I think you excel not only at inspiring the audience, but also at manage how to do the plot twist. At the beginning, you were talking about your superpower, that is beating time. And it and you were talking fast, were telling it, but then you managed to change the story and to make us feel how you're feeling today with while remaining home. And it made me feel really connected, because now in Spain, during the lockdown, we are not able to leave the house, only for supermarket. So in that part of your speech, I really connected with it. I really liked how at the beginning you were speaking fast, and I felt the rush on your speech. I was really stressed out, but then you slowed down. You were talking with the cat and you were calm down. You were talking slowly, and it's like a cat. A cat, when it's inside home, we should look now at cats. Cats remain the whole day at home, and they are at peace. they do not rush, and they just enjoy life as it is. They look out of the window, as you did during your speech. You look at the window, you see the stars, you see the life around you. The life is passing, but it's not passing by you. You are also going through that life. And that made me feel like when you were looking at the window, I was also looking at the window with you. You really use good the body language. The only part that I will tell you to modify is when you were looking at both sides, maybe to try to make a different gesture, because when you were looking at one side or the other, sometimes I lost a bit the sense what you were sharing with us. And I think what I really like most about your speech is that your speech really motivates me to really calm down, look out the window like yourself, like a cat, and try to enjoy life and try to make the most out of it. So thank you for that I know that your speech in these days that we have to stay home is really important. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deborah, for that fantastic evaluation. Our second speaker today was Tinusha from Sri Lanka, and to evaluate Tinusha's speech, let me welcome Valentina, and this time the correct Valentina from Italy.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Depends on where you are. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, and thank you to all the Toastmasters. Tinusha, thank you for sharing your personal story and experience. I really appreciated to see how you changed your behavior over time thanks to the different experiences you made. You made a lot of examples starting from work, university, MBA, Toastmasters as well. And at the beginning, in every situation, you were kind of looking for a trophy. You wanted a trophy. And then something changed because you realized that helping others was the most important trophy, let's say. So thank you for sharing your stories and sharing your message. What can you do to make it even more to improve your speech and to make it more impactful for everybody? In my opinion, first of all, try to remember where you are. I mean, opening with a question is perfect, and you asked, raise your hand if you want a trophy. But I was a bit, let's say, disappointed because I couldn't see anyone. So I know if I raised my hand or not, but you couldn't see us. And so it was hard to look around and see the others' reaction as well. So try to adapt in this case, and also with the framing, because sometimes it's more or less like me, I have the same problem. Sometimes I could see your hands, but not perfectly because of the framing of the video. So I know we are not used to using a conference, but it's an opportunity to learn how to improve this part. And one more suggestion is to try to reduce a little bit the examples, maybe, and explain what you learned in every situation. Tell more the story of your thinking and what you felt and so on. And maybe try to ask some more questions to the public. For example, have you ever wanted a trophy just for recognition? Or why did you want that trophy? And I think in this way you can have a better connection with the audience and make your message even more powerful. To sum up, thank you for sharing your personal story and experience. Your message was really clear and powerful. Remember to try to use Zoom, if you're on Zoom, more effectively and connect more with the audience, maybe asking some questions to make them reflect. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Valentina, for that evaluation. I'm sure that Tanusha has gained from the feedback that you provided him. Our third speaker today was Stefka from Bulgaria. And to evaluate Stefka's speech, let me welcome Paul from Ireland. I know Paul is very excited to evaluate this speech. Paul? There you are.
Can I just check that you can hear me well?
Yes, you can be heard loud and clear.
I don't want to talk about the things that make us happy. I want to talk about the things that made me happy during this speech. Because it's so incredibly important to everybody here that we somehow hook and grab the attention of the audience. That's the most important thing. And let me just start by saying, I noticed two things about the beginning of this speech. The first thing, and you all noticed it, was hello. The internationally known greeting, hello. And secondly, and this is where this speech rose to the, well, it was, what have I written down here? I've written down a rocket ship of a start, and here's why. It moved from hello to showing happy face, internationally recognized visuals, happiness. What a start, Toastmasters. The next time you're doing a speech, remember that. The start matters. What a beginning. And that wasn't all, because then the question was how to flow this speech, how to hold the attention that you grabbed at the beginning. What happened to us today? We saw visual aids. The words are one thing, perfectly selected visual aids within a narrow range. And this is the expertise of the speaker. Many people are tempted to batter us with visual aids. It's ever so easy to do it in the age of the internet. A narrow range of visual aids, perfectly selected and used. Do you remember the package? Do you remember the transparent stars? This was a star performance. How to get better is what we all want to know. How can we have more impact? We have impact by making pauses, by using pauses, by holding the audience in the palm of our hand. The key thing is not to use your pauses in a predictable way, not to be consistent. Diversity of pauses is what it's about. Short pauses, and then the most important, wait for it, I'm going to tell you, hang on, a variety of pauses. Huge, big thing that I think the speaker can work on, because this wasn't today a speech which was competent. This was not competence. This was beyond competence. This was a speech that from the beginning, with the way it grabbed us, by the way it held us, by the way it showed us. There's one last thing, and this is a personal remark from me to the speaker. We were in touch before this speech. Please never underestimate your own talent. My goodness, I did not know how much of a brilliant talent you are. And I'm so grateful to have had the chance to give you a few points that I think might help you to become a world champion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul, for that feedback to Stefka. I'm sure that she is excited as you were delivering that evaluation. We had some fabulous table topics presented by our table topics master today. Table topics master was Robert from the Netherlands, and he made the session very exciting with the topics that he presented. There were 6 speakers who were scheduled, but 7 spoke. Our first scheduled speaker was supposed to be Valentine, and I'm going to invite the evaluator of that speech, Isaac from Rwanda, to come up and present the feedback. Isaac? Isaac, are you there? Yeah, there he is. Isaac, can you unmute and put on your video, please?
I think that it's Valentine, the speaker.
Yeah, the speaker was Valentine, and Isaac is the TT evaluator.
Where is Isaac?
I can see him here. Okay, so I will meanwhile move to the second speech. Our second speaker today was Ranjit, and the evaluator is Tanya from Luxembourg. Tanya, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you so much for allowing me to be the table topic evaluator of Ranjit. When we do a table topics, we have one goal, and we have to deliver one message. And your goal was to convince your wife that you did the right choice. And the message was to give to her a reason why you choose that thing. When we think about the table topics, we start thinking about that introduction, body, and conclusion. And you did it very well. If we think about the introduction, you explain to her why you bought it. Then you explain the reasons why she didn't want it, the perfume, and she wanted the wine. At the end, you gave a message to her. My love, you have to put the perfume to be super confident. Very well done. There are some things that I would like you to try next time when you're going to deliver a table topics on the video. The hands. Try to say, my love, when you put the perfume, you see, I'm using the hands, I can smell the love. You can use your hands. You can also say, I don't want you to buy the wine because we cannot afford it. Try to change the voice. Play with that. And in this way, I'm pretty sure that your next table topics is going to be amazing, like the perfume that you bought for your wife. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Tanya, for that brilliant evaluation. I really enjoyed that. Our third speaker was Elena. And to evaluate Elena's speech, let me welcome Ana Isabel from Portugal.
Olá, bom dia e boa tarde a todos de Portugal. Hello, everyone. Thank you for organizing this wonderful event and for allowing me to participate. And Robert brought this good example why we do table topics in Toastmasters, how it is, which is to overcome these awkward moments. And Elena step up the challenge, and she did brilliantly because she managed to bring this enthusiasm for this awkward situation. And you did this in a way that somehow you didn't want to convince totally your friend with a gift that he didn't want. You did better. What you did is you actually relate and report this report with your friend, and you think, yeah, I thought about what your interest. I know that you love this. I tried to find it, and then I couldn't. I just had to bring you something different. So you started by there. You started by just going to the person and then bringing something different. How could you even be more authentic in your change of gift? Well, you could have shown more emotional diversity. I mean, your enthusiasm was always on the same tone throughout the speech. And you were telling us about how excited you were for buying a gift, but then how sad you were because you didn't find it, or how upset you were because you couldn't have another idea, and then how enthusiastic you were again for finding something that you thought he would like. So changing your face and the tone of your voice would allow us to understand exactly what's going on with you. So next time you have a new awkward moment, I can see you are really prepared to do it. Thank you so much, Elena.
Thank you very much, Anna Isabel. That was very nice, a great evaluation again. I take you now to the evaluator for the fourth speaker. Our fourth speech today was by Annie. And to evaluate Annie's speech, let me welcome Mark from Malta.
Hello. Thank you, Raj. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Annie Yun delivered a well-paced speech. What do you think, President, Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests who are watching this? Her delivery was very much paced and well controlled. And she went on then to explain the reasons why, instead of giving her birthday girl a painting that she wanted, she gave her instead flowers. Now, initially, there's not much diversity. Is it a reason why, or is it an excuse why? Initially, it was more like an excuse. But then as Annie Yun started progressing, it was more about being a reason why. There's not much difference between an excuse and a reason, but the way you deliver it makes all the difference there. Now, Toastmasters are our training grounds where we can experiment with things. Confucius, all right, Mr. President, said that you fall, you get back up again. But maybe Confucius didn't know that in Toastmasters Club, you cannot fall. You try something differently, it doesn't work, you discard it. It works, you keep it. You never fall there. And what I would like anyone to experiment here is getting up a little bit from her desk and perhaps use a little bit more space. She wanted a painting, she got flowers. Now, what I really liked in the end of Annie Yun's speech was the way she was reasoning out why flowers are better than painting. Because using flowers, you can even do more paintings. And that is a way to help the birthday girl arrive to that conclusion herself. And that is how people are convinced to do things. You cannot just people stay in because keep social distances. No, you cannot dictate that. You convince them, you tell them the benefits to do that, and then they arrive to the decision themselves. And the same way, Annie Yun made that conclusion to her birthday girl. So I'll ask our presidents to take over to you so that you can continue with the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Well done. Our fifth speaker was Valentina. And to evaluate Valentina's speech, let me welcome Alexandra from Russia.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yes, you are loud and clear.
That's very nice. So thank you very much indeed, Mr. Menon, for introducing me. And I'm really pleased and honored to be part of this vibrant and diverse community today. And I'm also happy to be evaluating such a fantastic speaker as Valentina. I can say that I was really impressed with your speech, Valentina, because first of all, you spoke from your heart, and you were involved in what you were talking, as if you were talking about the real situation from your life. And I was really impressed with how how diverse your voice tone was and how melodical your voice was. And it was really, really nice to listen to it. You also used really nice mimics and gestures to support your ideas, to support your emotions, first of all. And your speech was very well structured, and you developed your speech really well. So I don't even have anything to criticize or to ask you to improve, because your speech was really good and really well thought through, though you were actually speaking on the spot. So my congratulations for such a beautiful speech, and I hope to hear from you more in the future at such beautiful and wonderful events like this one. Thank you very much indeed. Back to you,
Alexandra.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alexandra. That was a great evaluation of a great speech today from Valentina.
Thank you.
Our sixth speaker was Tim from Australia, and to evaluate his speech, let me welcome Neha from Saudi Arabia.
Thank you very much.
Neha.
Hello, everyone. Salam from Saudi Arabia. Salam means peace, and peace to all of you, especially to my target speaker. What an amazing way of playing out your speech in a story so that everyone can understand it. When a story is told, everyone's attention is grasped because we are born to hear stories. And I noticed how Mr. Tim addressed his entire table topic speech in a form of a story that is related to the question that was asked about the couplings and the pen. An area of improvement that I would suggest is to have facial expressions when using valuable items such as gold, silver, platinum, diamond. With a touch of vocal variety and facial expressions, your story can be to the next level. You're doing an amazing job, and just slight improvements, you're gonna excel. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you, Neha. That was great. Thank you so much for the feedback that you gave to Tim. We do have Isaac from Rwanda. Unfortunately, his video isn't working, but I'm sure that he'll be able to still provide an evaluation. Isaac? Isaac, are you there? Can you provide feedback for Valentine?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah. So thank you for everyone here, and my greetings to everybody. And as an observation on Valentina topics, is just the topic was very formulated and orienting, and I don't have many things just to say. That is it was just a public presentation, and what I can say is as just can improve is just the speaking habits to the public, and yeah, that's all. I said thank you for him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Despite the challenges that you had, you still were able to provide some feedback, and that's really appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. We had Valentina, who was invited to speak on table topics as well today, and she spoke on the topic of providing sports watch instead of running shoes, and I thought that she did very well. There's no evaluator for her today because it was an impromptu invite by the Table Topics Master. but I thought that she did a fantastic job in giving a wonderful reasoning as to why sports watches were more important than running shoes. Good job there, Valentina. Our next segment in the general evaluation segment is with respect to evaluation of the evaluators. And the first evaluator for our first speech evaluator today is Bitty from Hong Kong. Bitty is going to be evaluating Deborah's evaluation. Bitty,
Hello,
are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, everyone. Dear International President and all fellow Toastmasters. And it is a great honor to be here doing the evaluator for the evaluator. Right, so I would like to give a big star. Ooh, can you see that? Big star for our evaluator, Deborah from Spain. So actually, I really love her presentation in a way that in the beginning, she did mention and remind us the content of the speaker from Cyrus. And it is very amazing because it reminds us what is her content about, because she is the first speaker for our meeting tonight. Oh, Hong Kong is here tonight. Right, and so because of that, I especially like the word that she mentioned about the speaker said, we are connected. And it's so much good that it is connecting the whole world with our Zoom meeting tonight. And also at the same time, it brings us all together because she mentioned again, the window, which is we can all look outside and see the view from outside and see the sky. And we are connected and we buy the story, which is so touching and down to the earth. So I really love her speech. To uplift our evaluation, we are always here to seek for improvement. First of all, it seems that Deborah spent a little bit short of time in mentioning about how good Cyrus is. And so it is, for example, she has very good gesture. I think tonight we only have one person, which is stand away from the camera, and she performed us with her body gesture, which I love it so much. And at the same time, her vocal is very good. So in a way that for Deborah to uplift herself for her evaluation, I would like to give two suggestions. One is when she uses vocal, she can do it instead of just monotone, she can make it the voice variety. And second thing, to use some body gesture. Thank you so much. You did a good job. Awesome.
Thank you, Biddy. Thank you very much for some valuable feedback there. Our second evaluator for the evaluation speech delivered by Valentina is Jane from Scotland. Please welcome Jane.
Good afternoon from Scotland, and can I just say it's an honour and a privilege to be introduced by the International President, Deepak Menon himself. Unity and diversity. Well, diversity is essential. And this is a small world made even smaller by this meeting today. And it would be incomplete if everyone was alike. And like our our practices are as diverse as we are. Valentina, did you note how focused Valentine was? It was clear that she fully listened to what Tinsula had to say in his speech. She understood it very well, and that is definitely a great skill for an evaluator to have. You've got to listen, it's very clear. She was focused and she was clear. Her recommendations were positive, they were specific, and they were helpful. I found them to be so anyway. Did you see that? I think you did. I heard her being very specific in some of the instructions she was giving to Tinsula. But what I would suggest to Valentine is that perhaps you might like to follow a clear formula that I got from Jonathan Peng, World Championship evaluator, and he said stick to a clear formula of 1 highlight, 2 recommendations, and a clear summary and recap. And that would be one of my recommendations to you. My second recommendation to you would be speak with a little more enthusiasm, a little more passion, perhaps not as passionate as Paul in Ireland, but definitely bring in some of that wonderful Italian Latin passion that I know that you must be very capable of, and put it into your voice when you're giving the feedback. Your technique was sympathetic. And perhaps you could have been a little more motivational. I don't mean that in any way as a criticism, and it may just be the way that I heard some of the words coming over. But again, that might come back to your passion, Valentina. In summary, your summary was concise and it was encouraging, and I loved listening to your interpretation of Tinsula's speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jane. That was great. Quite enjoyed the way you presented the feedback for Valentina. Our third evaluator for the speech evaluator is Marcella from Grenada, who's going to be evaluating the evaluation by Paul. Let's welcome Marcella.
Thank you, Mr. International President General Evaluator. We had great diversity today with a speaker from Bulgaria, an evaluator from Ireland, and myself from Grenada. Toastmaster Paul, you excelled at using creative language and providing imagery as you described her speech as a rocket ship. I found that to be very interesting, and it went straight into providing great vocal variety as you delivered throughout your entire evaluation. What I think you could have worked on better, Toastmaster Paul, is keeping your evaluation focused on the speaker's content and providing advice of how specifically she can improve from this project to future projects. Toastmaster Stefka in her speech showed how she moved from a social butterfly into a person in quarantine who developed a new self-realization and a hobby.
Marcella, are you still there? You seem to have frozen.
Of preparing our future speeches, which is to grab the attention of our audience. And of course, to maintain the interest. I want to challenge you to work on your time management skills.
I think
did we lose
Marcella has probably lost her connection. If she comes back, we shall request her to provide feedback to Paul directly through the chat so that Paul receives the feedback that she planned to give. But we'll move on now. And I must congratulate all the evaluators so far. They've done a fabulous job of providing the feedback that was required, and so much of diversity. I enjoyed each feedback from different parts of the world. This was amazing. Well, we have one last segment left here in the evaluation segment, and that's our tag team to provide their reports. I'm going to first call upon Lee, our timer today, to provide feedback on how well we've done in this meeting. Lee, over to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. International President, General Evaluator. As for today, our performance in time looks pretty much okay, I have to say, because we have extra sessions, we have a special session from Singapore as for the extra elements. So I will report that we started the meeting very on time, and I can say that not everyone actually beyond their time limits. Most of us actually follow according to the time frame, except a couple of speakers. What I would like to highlight is the prepared speech speaker, because they are prepared for this meeting. It's from Staviana, Cyprus, 6 minutes 46 seconds. Tinusha, Sri Lanka, 6 minutes 21 seconds. Stefka, Bulgaria, 5 minutes and 21 seconds. The rest of the details, which is the table topic speakers, evaluation sessions, I will post it in the chat, so they make it everyone can see clearly what is the exact time, minutes, and seconds. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Lee. That was a very succinct report, And I'm very grateful to you for saving some time for us.
Yes.
Our second of the tag team today was our counter, Callan. Let me welcome Callan to provide the report from the R counters table.
Thank you, Mr. International President and General Evaluator. Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm glad to attend this international meeting with so many people from some different countries, and I will present my report by saying that it was awesome to hear so many experienced speakers from all over the world. And from my point of view, the fluency of our words that we uttered in this meeting was from good to very good. And I will spice my report with some numbers, because this is what the accounter does. And I will take all over the agenda for people who had some pauses, clutch words, and repetitions. First, our Toastmasters, Michelle from China, had 1 repetition, effective, effective. Stavriana from Cyprus, in her prepared speech, 1 unintended pause. Tinusha from Sri Lanka, 3 pauses and 1 repetitions. We transform. Stefka from Bulgaria, 1 and 2 repetitions with my home, in my home, and use. Our table topics master, Robert from the Netherlands, 1 repetitions. This is what? 2 times. Table topic speakers, Valentina from Italy, 6 us. Deborah from Spain, 3 us. Isaac from Rwanda. Unfortunately, I could not hear him very well, so I prepared to skip the report here. Anna Isabel for us. Mark, 1 repetitions, our. Alexandra from Russia, 3 us. And Jane from Scotland, 1 small repetitions, the. This concludes my report. Thank you very much for attending this meeting. And over to you, Mr. International President.
Thank you very much, Callan, for a very meticulous report on the R counter today. I will now welcome our third evaluator, our grammarian, Zilwa from Indonesia. Zilwa.
Thank you so very much, General Evaluator. All right, so I'm going to deliver my report. I think all the speakers here did a very good job, because everyone makes my work very easy. I hardly find any grammatical errors. No matter what accent we use, as long as we understand the message and get the point, I think that's the most important thing. So in this case, I would like to emphasize on the beautiful phrases that the speakers mentioned, especially from the prepared speakers. The first prepared speaker, Starviana from Cyprus, she mentioned happiness is finding enjoyment in every ordinary moment. And the second speaker, Tinusha from Sri Lanka, he mentioned how you can be a hero with or without a trophy. And the final speaker, Stefka from Bulgaria, she mentioned how to share a positive energy during the COVID circumstances. And also, we are so lucky to have the World Champion Public Speaker 2017, Manoj from Singapore. This is what I like the most when he mentioned, how can I serve? Look up, look around, and get ready for the rebound. I think that's the most important thing. And that's what Toastmasters is all about, servant leader. That to be all from me. I give the control and screen back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zilwa. That was wonderful. Thank you for paying attention all through the meeting. And you've all 3 evaluators demonstrated active listening skills in this meeting. Zilwa, I did notice that the use of the word of the day was very frequent all through the meeting. I thought everybody used diversity to the best effect. And that's saying a lot for an impromptu use of the word of the day. We've heard from all of the evaluators who've been assigned the roles today. I would like to give you my general feedback of this meeting. I thought it was very well done, very well organized. All of the evaluators and speakers today, the role players, were very well prepared to take up the roles that they had been assigned. And clearly, they were very disciplined all through the meeting. I like the fact that our meeting started exactly on time. Our Toastmaster of the day was very clear in her instructions, ensured that she had set up expectations very clearly and managed the meeting very well. Well done, Maggie, for the fabulous job that you did. We had a super inspirational speech from Selena from Malaysia. And it was all about compassion and empathy and hope, which was a message which is very relevant in these troubled times that we're facing. The round robin by Daniel was very well executed. Only suggestion to Daniel was that he could have perhaps looked at the participants list and seen if those people he was naming were present or not, so that he did not call out their names when they were not there. So that was the only thing that I could recommend for Daniel, but the speakers did a splendid job keeping to the time that they had been allotted and ensured that we all were able to keep time as well. We've already heard the feedback from the evaluators of the speeches, and then the evaluators of the evaluators. And we've also heard the table topic speeches and the evaluators from them. So I'm not going to spend more time in giving more feedback to that group of people. But I must tell you that I enjoyed Manoj's inspirational speech. I've known Manoj for quite a while and I've heard him very often, but today he was splendid, especially in this time where his inspirational speech was very relevant. Thank you to the organizers for getting him to join us in this meeting today. It did take a little extra time, but I think it was well worth it. Altogether, I have had a fun time in this meeting. I've enjoyed every segment of it, every moment of it. And I'm going to leave you with a quote from Baha'u'llah, who is the founder of the Baha'i faith. And he says, "It is not for him to pride himself who loveth his own country, but rather for him who loveth the whole world. The earth is but one country, and mankind its citizens." Clearly, this meeting has followed that same ethos, where we've got people from all over the world who've joined us in this meeting. And that's the ethos of Toastmasters International as well, where we have members from more than 143 countries together. So while we are divided by artificial boundaries, we are one together as Toastmasters. I wish you all the very best in these troubled times, and I know that you will again rebound with courage. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator, International President Deepak Menon. Wow, wow, wow. What a great meeting. Did everybody have fun? Excellent. I would like to thank everybody for joining us today in One World, One Country, One World. It's been a phenomenal event, and I'd like to thank our speakers, our evaluators, and all our other role players. I think you all did a fantastic job. I would also like to thank our International President, Deepak Menon, for joining us, because I think that adds special meaning to our meeting today. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to ask Thanusha to come online and share his video.
Yes.
Thanusha, I'd like to thank you for bringing this little idea to me. That has become a very large project that we put together in 2 weeks. And I think it's been an absolute fine example of how Toastmasters throughout the world can work together. And we never know when one little conversation is going to become a wonderful project. I have enjoyed our journey in the past few weeks, and I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. At this time, I'd like to thank everybody else for joining us. Please stay healthy during our time at home with the COVID-19. Take the time, visit other clubs while you are at home and have a little bit extra time. You never know when that one little conversation will lead to a project such as this. At this time, I'd like to adjourn our meetings and thank everybody for participating. Have a wonderful day.
Any group photos? Any group
Oh, yes,
photos?
yes, I keep forgetting that part.
Yes.
Oh, and one other thing I need to do, I'm sorry. I'd like to thank our Zoom masters.
Yes.
We have Dwight and Earl, both of them are from the United States. And I'd like to thank them for the fine the job that they have done today, keeping us all straight and teaching me so much in the past few weeks. So if everybody can unmute, we'll just give them a big round of applause or take your on your video. And at this time, I'm going to have Dwight coordinate our pictures because I think we're going to have to do a few different ones.
Yes. Currently, we have more than what will fit on the screen. So if everyone could turn on your video, and I'll have to take at least 2 screenshots here so we can get everyone, at least your picture taken. So if you could, I'm going to count to 3, and if you could strike your pose that you'd like to be captured for history, and I'll take a screenshot, and I'll do that again so I can take 2 screenshots. So, okay, so everyone, 1, 2, 3. Look at the camera and strike your pose. That's 1. And we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I got 2 wonderful screenshots.
Thank you, everyone, and I will be in touch with you, and we'll talk about follow-up events. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Maggie.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.